And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, Kela. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. We are, how are you managing with everything that's going on?
Oh my gosh, as well as can be expected.
Right?
I'm trying not to go crazy. I'm trying to keep a strong mindset, and it's been tough. I'm not going to lie. It's been really tough.
What do you feel like's helped you? What do you feel like's been working for you?
So making sure that I am still following a schedule, that I try to
Yes.
keep my routine as strong as I can, because I was talking to somebody about this on another show. It's so easy to be like, well, I don't have to do that right now. I've got all this time. I think I'm just going to sit here and watch Netflix. You can go down this rabbit hole of like
Absolutely.
your whole day goes by and you haven't done anything. And so I've been trying to be really strong with, okay, I'm going to do 4 times a week working out. I've been coming into my office and doing like HIIT workouts. I've been
Beautiful.
really strong with, okay, this is what I want my children to accomplish. This is my 6-year-old's first grade schedule. This is what we're going to do. And just kind of keeping everything as normal as possible for them and for me.
I love it. Structure, routine. It's beautiful.
Yep.
So for those of you that don't know, this is Miss Kela Smith. She is she's been in the health and wellness industry for over 20 years. And she not only has an extensive background as a professional fitness trainer and a wellness educator, but she's a 4-time certified holistic health and wellness coach and the author of 2 books, the Complete Hormone Puzzle Cookbook, right? The Complete Hormone Puzzle Cookbook. Yes. So fun. And the Puzzle Method, Solving Infertility. So that's also the name of her most successful online program, the Puzzle Method, right?
Yep.
So we're going to save that because I want to hear more about that. But I just wanted to give a little background on, what it is that you've been doing. So you and I met, right? For those that don't know, you and I met back in coaching in school when we were getting our certifications. And what an amazing journey it's been, I know, for the both of us, right? And so that's why I wanted to bring you on, because lately it's been really imperative for me and my clients to really anchor down and get back into that. Like, what were those basics, right? What were those non-negotiables? What were, for me, that's what we call them, right? And then for you, what was that routine, right? What was that thing that made you feel the best, right? The most okay. Like, what has to be in place for us to be the most okay, right? And so that balance, right? That's what you do. That's what you coach around as well. So I'm curious to know how that's been with you in your practice recently.
Yeah. So, like I said, just trying to stay as balanced as possible has been really important. And I coach a lot around infertility and hormones. And so I've been trying to really explain to my clients that even though maybe your fertility treatments have closed, or maybe you feel like you should be on pause, you really shouldn't. There's things that you can do at home where you can keep pushing forward towards your fertility journey, where you can get as fertile as possible while you're at home. So when all this does start to open back up, whether you're going for natural fertility or you're going for a fertility treatment, you'll be in the best place possible for that to work.
Right.
So that's been something I've been trying to really drill to my clients.
Nice. So as far as so you said you started to talk about that routine that you're creating in your own home, right? That ability to keep that routine. What does that look like for you?
Yeah, so I love lists. So I make out a list every single day of things I want to accomplish in my business, in my health, with my children. So, I have certain things each week that I'm trying to do. I'm in the process of writing some new online programs, so I have to have time to do that. I'm in the process of, still working with private clients, so I have to, have time to do that. I make sure that I have at least 4 workouts a week, so that's on the list. Working with my children, trying to make sure we're still eating as healthy as possible. I know that's been an issue with not being able to get certain foods, but I don't know how it is there. But here, all the fruits and vegetables that I want are available.
Absolutely. So let's dive into that, right? So that's something that I know because you have your cookbook, right?
Yep.
So that's kind of where I mean, and it's not, and one of the things I want to say is we are going to be discussing infertility because that's what you do. That's what you specialize in. But the truth is that it always, for every chronic, every issue we have, every imbalance we have, it's about getting back to basics, and food is one of those basics. Am I right?
Yes. Yes. I always start with whole food balanced nutrition with every client that I work with, whether they're struggling with infertility, hormones, or they're just trying to lose weight. Like that's the basic that we cover first.
Right. And it's not just like like you said, it's not just infertility, it's hormones. And anybody over 35, right? Like after that age, like that growth hormone naturally starts to deplete, right? And that's in everybody. That's inevitable. That's something that we all have in common no matter what, is that we're going to start to age. Our hormones are going to start to naturally imbalance. And so looking for ways to create that balance. So what are some foods that our clients should stay away from? Our viewers, our audience should stay away from?
Yeah, so definitely sugar is a big one. I try, sugar wreaks havoc on our body. So many chronic illnesses have to do with blood sugar imbalance. So many fertility and, diabetes and all these things have to do with how well your blood sugar is balanced. So trying to stay away from sugar, and by sugar, I mean processed sugars. So I'm not encouraging your audience not to eat fruit. I hear that all the time. People are like, well, I'm supposed to stay away from sugar. Should I have fruit? Yes, you can have fruit because fruit has fiber, which slows down the absorption in your body. But I'm meaning processed sugar, any packaged foods, any fast foods, things like that that are processed and full of chemicals and full of sugar.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That would be my number one. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's, I think, just to reiterate, that there's a big difference between added sugar and natural sugar, right?
Yep.
Added sugar and natural sugar. So added sugar being, if it did not grow,
Right.
if it did not come naturally, if it had to be added in as an ingredient, then it's not natural. Right.
Yep. And your body doesn't know what to do with that. If it's something that's made in a lab or it's an additive or a coloring agent or whatever, your body sees that as a toxin and it's like, I don't know what to do with this. So I'm just going to protect myself and store fat, And
right. When your body doesn't know. And so not only that, so one of the things that I think that, and this is something I know you are big on too, is that gut health, right? That gut biobalance. And so when we're eating foods that our body doesn't recognize, and it creates this imbalance in the gut flora, and then now all of a sudden there's an imbalance in the lining is being penetrated of the gut, and now all of a sudden there's certain things getting into the bloodstream that shouldn't be in the bloodstream, all because I'm eating inflammatory foods or things that my body doesn't know what to do with. So they stay and they bounce around and they cause damage, right? Because my body can't process them. And so now I've got all this storage of all these things just floating haphazardly throughout my system, right? And if you think about it like a ping pong machine, and like every time it hits somewhere, it's like, boom, there's a little break in the wall, boom, there's a little break in the wall, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you wonder why your stuff is, the word I'm looking for is pilferated. What's the word I'm looking for? You're
experiencing all these symptoms in your body.
There's some symptoms happening, right? There's some symptoms happening.
Yep.
And they're negative symptoms. And I've been wondering what the buzzing is that I'm hearing, and there is a bee or a wasp. I can't tell from this.
Oh no.
And it's okay. He's just trying to go for the light. Go for the light, little buddy. But I apologize for being squirrely, but I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. There's a buzzing. That fly is huge. Thank God it was a bee, not a fly. I was like, gosh, these Southern California flies are something else.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, but yes, absolutely. Starting off figuring out what foods, right? What foods may be causing some issues in our gut or in our hormone imbalance, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Absolutely. So anyway, I had my notes up all and everything was ready, and I just would love for you to just kind of tell me what it is that, so you said you've been working on some new programs. So what is your goal with the new programs that you're working on?
Yes. So first of all, I'm redoing my entire website because I've worked in infertility for about 2 years now, and I've had a lot of clients come to me that maybe they're not trying to have a baby right now, but they're having symptoms of hormone imbalance, painful periods, PMS, bloating, cramping, fatigue, or they're going through perimenopause, menopause. And so I wanted to create something for that clientele. So I've been working on a hormone puzzle program program that incorporates cycle syncing in with it.
Beautiful.
And we can get in to talk about that in a little bit. But so I'm doing that program as well as one for strictly weight loss. Sometimes I have clients that come to me and maybe they're not experiencing any of those symptoms of hormone imbalance. That's rare, but I do have people like that and they just want to lose weight. And so I developed another program strictly for weight loss. So now I have 3: infertility, hormones, and weight loss, depending on, you know, what the client that comes to me is struggling with.
I love that. And it's taken time to build up to that. And so I can appreciate the kind of work that goes into this. And so when we talk about, let's look at the weight loss one, right? What is it that you feel is the #1 factor in people struggling with weight loss?
Well, I would say hormones if they're a woman. Yep. If they're a man, usually it's habits. They have some bad habits that they're dealing with. The majority of my clients are female, so I do work a lot with hormones. But I do have some male clients here and there.
But even with the men, the hormones are an issue, right?
Yes,
I know that it's harder to put on muscle when their testosterone starts to dip. Getting that testosterone naturally back up is a big deal. Like it's the same with men. It's the same with men. But it is true. Like I cannot tell you, I literally countless times of a woman coming and saying, I can't stand it. My husband decided to jump in on what we're doing together, and he is already down 15 pounds in it's been days, you know, and it's because the woman's body is different, right? We don't have the testosterone. We don't have those types of things. So learning how to supplement with food, right? Right. Learning how to supplement with food and exercise and mindset and all these things to be able to balance out the nervous system, balance out the stress levels, balance out, you know, the gut biome, like like we're discussing with the food. There's so many ways to really get a hold of this, even if you can't be seeing your doctor in person right now, even if you can't be, you know, even if it's by, you know, you're just checking, because everybody's doing telehealth right now. So even the doctor's calls, right? Keep checking in with your doctor, but just let them know, like, this is what I'm actually doing. Like, I love it when my clients are able to report, like, my doctor's so proud of me. Like, he's like, what are you doing? You know, those are the stories I want to hear, because it's like, I want your doctor to be happy with what's happening in your life. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to be able to report back positive things. And I know that, you know, when you are specializing in something as significant as infertility and as complex and as rampant as the hormone imbalance and as common and as basic as weight loss, right? You're covering a pretty significant spectrum there, sweetheart. So
right. Yep.
Good. It's so good to hear.
Yeah.
Good.
And something on that too, you know, and I don't know if your audience knows this, but I find it very interesting that the reason why men can lose weight faster than women is because their hormones circulate in a 24-hour period. So every 24 hours, they're up and they're down. Ours, 28 to 35 days. So that's why your husband or your partner can lose weight when you can't on the same diet, because it's all plays in with your hormones.
Absolutely. That's why 100% why we say, you know, safely is 8 to 10, but, you know, on the average, we can do a 15-pound weight loss per month, you know, and the husband does that in the first week.
Right.
You know, and so that's where it's exactly correct. And it is interesting, isn't it? It's like, and so just being able to recognize those kind of things and to be able to step back and say, okay, hold on, like, it's not supposed to look like this. Right. It's supposed to look like this. So what is now knowing that, how can I manage this over here? You know? Right. Beautiful. So right now we're all locked in. We've all, if we never had the munchies before, all of a sudden we have the bored munchies, right? All of a sudden, one of the greatest things I ever heard one of my clients say was, use your school stomachs. Right? Use your school stomachs, because you would not be raiding that cupboard right now if you were at school. Use your school stomachs, because the kids are cleaning them out of house and home. Yeah, I know. So what kind of advice would you have for our listeners that what do you do? What do you put in place? How do you get them to stop? What do you think, girl? Yeah, I think putting in some really good habits and really tuning into your body and asking yourself, you know, it's that intuitive eating. Am I actually hungry right now for food? Like, am I showing symptoms of hunger? Is my stomach growling? Do I feel like I'm going to pass out? Do I have a headache? Okay, you're probably really hungry. So let's eat.
But are you trying to feel a boredom, mad, a tired, a frustrated? Are you trying to feel that with food? Then maybe let's try something else that's non-food that will replace that and fill that void. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I put a little picture on my refrigerator of how I want to look this summer in my bikini, and I do not want to jeopardize my goals of being fit and healthy because I am in isolation right now. So that picture keeps me, anytime I go to that fridge and I'm like, oh, I think I'm gonna have a snack, I check in, am I really hungry? And if I'm not, I choose to do something else. And that picture kind of motivates me to not choose to eat when I'm really hungry.
And a great way to help emphasize that is, of course, back to basics with the routine, right? When we know this is the time we eat breakfast, this is when we snack, this is when we eat lunch, this is when we snack, and this is when we eat dinner. If we're up late, this is when we snack. Right. Yeah. And that's been something for myself that has been super successful in helping me to develop, balance my blood sugar, better my mood, keep my energy levels stable, better sleep, making sure I'm not doing random snacking because I'm not missing anything. Right. And and then supplementing properly, that's a whole nother show.
Right.
Really, when it comes down to it, the idea is there's supplements because you want to get everything you can from your food, right? Mm-hmm. So,
yep.
Mm-hmm. All the essential proteins, right? Or like quality proteins, well-sourced proteins, mm-hmm. Your essential fats, your good quality fiber, complex carbs, right? Mm-hmm. Those are really, I feel like, the foundations of every meal, even our snacks, right? Yeah. Having some kind of a balance of that. So really, I 100% agree that that is the base to everything, right? That's the base to everything. But, back to, it's not that easy when you've got all the kids and you're cooking for everybody and everybody's home and you're not able to prepare as, this routine that we thought we had has completely shifted for a lot of people, right? So finding those key components, like maybe just the mealtime or maybe just a family workout, what if it's a family workout? That's something to make sure everybody's on the same page, everybody starts to work together maybe, right?
Yep. And I've still been trying to do my meal planning just like I did before all of this, making sure this is what we're going to be eating this week. This is what our lunch and our dinners are going to look like. Breakfast is usually always a smoothie for me. My husband grabs it at work, so that's not really, but lunch and dinner, trying to keep that meal plan consistent, trying to make sure we're eating balanced nutrition and staying on that schedule just like we were before all of this happened.
Yeah. Getting back to those foundations, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Awesome. So do you have any words of advice or encouragement during all this?
Yeah, just stay strong. You guys can do it. This is not going to last forever. I promise we're going to be back to normal before long. And, I was talking to somebody earlier today and she really made me have a different mindset about all of this. She was like, we can sit here and be mad and upset and frustrated because all of this is going on. But what a blessing. We get to be home with our families and our friends and, well, maybe not our friends, but our families and just be together. And so cherish that time. And so I thought that was really powerful. I love that she said that. So, and I agree. So I'm telling all of your audience, just cherish this time because it'll be over soon.
It will. All of a sudden we'll be like, remember when we got to be home?
Right?
Remember when we got to be home? It's definitely been an experience. It's definitely been something that we will never forget.
Nope.
We will never soon forget anyway. And, I look forward to being able to maximize my time during this to grow in any and every aspect of my life. And so that's why it's so important for me to get your guys's to get you out there, to be able to expose the world to people like you, because, I'm not for everyone. My coaching techniques, it's an experience working with me, most definitely. And not everyone can handle that. And some need a little more gentle soul, or some need a different vibe. And I feel like there's so much of that to go around, and we all have so much to share, and you have so much, experience in your own right with what you do. And so I just appreciate you sharing that with all of us. So I look forward to hearing about the success of your upcoming programs and hearing more about them. If people want to get a hold of you, how can they reach you?
Yeah, so they can go to my website, which is kelahealthcoach.com. They can go, Facebook is at Kela Health Coach, Instagram at Kela_Health Coach, LinkedIn at Kela Robinson Smith. And I also have a free gift. If you want to go to hormonepuzzle.com, you can get my 2 free cookbooks and watch my masterclass, 5 Secrets to Decode Your Hormone Puzzle Naturally and Get Pregnant.
That is so sweet of you. You guys, if you don't jump on that, you're crazy. I am someone who loves these I have a few copies of your cookbooks as you went through school and wrote some stuff out. So I love certain recipes in there that I go to as a regular. So you guys make sure to go on, grab those, watch the class. Even if nothing else, you're going to get so much out of your time with her. So I look forward, Kela, to having you on next time to hearing updates and with what's going on.
Awesome. Thank you, Jen. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, definitely. All right, you guys, I look forward to seeing you next time on the Jenn Henry Experience.